Welcome back, everybody, to A&M Reviews. It's Muhammad and Adrian, and today we're here to review the film Spider-Man: No Way Home. Now in
Doctor
theaters.
Strange 1.5.
Well, okay, all right, yeah, some of that. But essentially, this film is about, with Spider-Man's identity now revealed, our friendly neighborhood web-slinger is unmasked and no longer able to separate his normal life as Peter Parker from the high stakes of being a superhero. When Peter asks for help from Doctor Strange, the stakes become even more dangerous, forcing him to discover what it truly means to be Spider-Man. So, what did you get from the film Spider-Man: No Way Home?
Yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home was a good film. It was Spider-Man done the best way Marvel can, I think. And it did a lot. It was very much a certain as far as a love letter to the fans of Spider-Man over the years. I think it was that. I think it did a great job of still extending the MCU into other universes, into sharing the screen. Doctor Strange being such a big part of this movie was fantastic. Parts where he wasn't there was interesting as to why he wasn't. But it was fun to watch for sure. And I think for me, it met all expectations. But that doesn't singularly make it amazing. But it did meet expectations. So that's awesome.
Okay. Well, this movie was amazing to me. And I think pretty much all of the Marvel Spider-Man films, so all the ones with Tom Holland in them, are really good movies. None of them have been bad, or even close to bad.
I agree.
But this film, it was a cherry on top. It definitely was a love letter to all those fans out there who have been following along with this franchise or the character Spider-Man since 2001, whenever the first one came out. And wow, I mean, they really brought it. And besides the trailers, I didn't watch or hear anything about this movie, so I was not spoiled about anything. Pretty much whatever I saw in the trailer, that's what I got. And I didn't watch anything beyond that, which is the best way to go into this. But by now, you've probably been spoiled.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of rumors and things and wants and jokes about people being in the movie and all those things. And I think it would have been crazy if it didn't end up the way it ended up. So I'm glad it ended up that way. But yeah, it was good. I think in some ways, the Into the Spideyverse film in some ways took away from this film, I feel like, because we already experienced some of this.
Okay.
Didn't mean as much because it was different characters, but in some ways I felt like, all right, I'm expecting this because I watched that.
Well, I thought this one brought a little bit more of that emotional connection, especially if you've been watching the Spider-Man films for a while. That one, Into the Spider-Verse, is definitely a great film. I mean, absolute banger. But it's just a movie on its own. There were no previous ones. So this one brought a lot of that stuff back.
Yes, it did bring a lot of things back, and it was emotional for a lot of folks, a lot of reasons. So I'm glad it happened. I think the person I like the most in the movie has nothing to do with emotion, but
okay. Well, I mean, is that Doctor Strange?
No, actually, it's not.
Okay. Is that a spoiler? Whoever you're talking about?
Well, I guess no, it's not actually, because so I'll put it this way. So obviously a spoiler warning here, but there are like levels of spoilers in this whole process. There were spoilers of who's going to be in this movie. There were spoilers of what villains are going to be in this movie, and what really just spoilers, heroes versus villains showing up in this movie. But the last trailer kind of spoiled the villains because we saw the villains. We saw, I think, the big scene of Spider-Man leaping across the Statue of Liberty with Electro, Sandman, and I always forget the lizard guy's actual name. It's not Lizard Man, is it?
No, I mean, he's called Dr. Connors, I think, or the Lizard, either one.
Yeah, Dr. Connors and Lizard. Those three we saw in the final trailers, right? And they had their promotions and stuff, so they weren't hiding them anymore. So that kind of like a soft spoiler. But I love Jimmy Fox in this movie.
I did too.
It was hilarious. He had a makeover for no reason. He had the LeBron treatment with the hairline for no reason. And it wasn't explained, and I like that. He just got no reason. They said, all right, we're gonna bring back Jimmy Fox, but this time we're gonna bring back Jimmy Fox. The other guy, I don't know who that was. That was Urkel. We need Jimmy Fox in this movie. And that's what he brought, and I appreciated that.
Oh yeah. I mean, he had a total redesign as far as his character.
Yeah, the powers look better. The character, the acting, yeah.
It's the same actor.
I know, but it just, for me, I needed that in the MCU.
Okay. Well, hopefully he comes back. You know, he did really well. I love this character. I mean, he had some of the best jokes.
Yes, he did. It almost reminded me of Ryan Reynolds' first Deadpool and current Deadpool. Like, it was that kind of transformation for me. Less important of a character, of course, but same level of, they did you dirty, my boy. We're gonna fix this, okay? You're gonna be back and badder than ever. And you know, my second favorite character was, again, not who people might think it is, but the Green Goblin.
Oh, I loved him.
We had, of course, that spoiler was in the first trailer, I think. They
didn't show his face though.
They didn't show his face, but they had that laugh. William Dafoe.
It was too good.
It was his movie.
It was too good.
I joke and say it was Dr. Strange 1.5, but it was his movie.
They got to bring him back. He's just too good.
He brought realism. He brought acting, seasoned veteran acting to the MCU that we have not seen yet.
Really? Even with Samuel Jackson?
Well, okay, it's different. Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. But it's a different thread. He's a different kind of actor.
Okay.
And we have not seen that level of seriousness, emotion, villain. I mean, the Green Goblin, obviously his parallel in the DC universe is the Joker. And I feel like the Green Goblin does it so much better. Because he is psychological, but it's internal. And he's dangerous. He's reckless. But he's also relatable. He's sad. It was, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we got to get him back. He was just too good.
He needs to come back to this for real. Because he did his thing. And honestly, I think William Dafoe being in this and having the Joker made the big surprises guests that we had. I think it made it better.
Thanks for watching. And if you would like to be featured on our podcast, make sure to click the link in the description.